Creatures, we're back with another review. AEW Double or Nothing. Do I look happy to you right now? No. No, I do not. Were there things about this that I liked? Absolutely. And then there's other things that I don't like. Before I get into what happened, who the winners and losers are, I have to mention this. Tony Khan, they advertised this show to be a triple main event show where on the card, what they showed was Anarchy in the Arena under Willow and Mercedes match. And then at the tippy top was Swerve and our stepdaddy Christian. And I truly believe they showed it this way so that people can feel like, okay, this is how they're going to show it. Because we had people getting viral for Mercedes and Willow's match to be the main event. And then others like me who feel like if you have the world title, which is the biggest prize of the company, you should be at the very tippy top of the pay-per-views. However, that's not what they did. They gave us Willow and Mercedes first, then Swerve and Christian, and then to end off the show was Anarchy in the Arena. And honestly, I have to ask this honest to God question, Tony Khan. Since you probably watch my videos, I don't know. Why is there anything more important than being world champion? We're at the point where you don't need to be a world champion to main event a show. Y'all keep throwing Swerve in the middle of these shows, and it's just like, it doesn't make sense. And then when you have a pay-per-view, you're not treating him like, what a champion should be, which is taking that very last spot of the show. Y'all having him right under Anarchy in the Arena, which is crazy to me. And it's not just Swerve. They did this last year too with MJF as well, where it's just like that title should feel like the most important thing in the company, not you and your friends doing hood rat things in the main event. And it just don't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Whatever. Let's talk about the show. We started with the pre-show. That's on YouTube. Y'all can go watch that. First match of the night, we had Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. This was one of the best matches on the card. I did predict that Will Ospreay would win this because he's been winning every motherfucking thing else. And that's exactly what happened. And what was crazy about this, in terms of a stable, we had the Undisputed Kingdom out there. Even at some point, Wardlow came out there, and they were absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. In a minute, I'm going to tell you why it's even worse. They were useless. They did nothing that actually helped Roderick in any type of way. And Will Ospreay ended up winning. I would have loved to see Roderick with the title for even longer. But we're at that point where it was so obvious that this was going to happen for Will Ospreay. I'm happy for him or whatever, but damn, talk about somebody just walking into a company and just getting every opportunity handed to them. And it's annoying and it's getting old. After this, though, what was so strange was Adam Cole came out. And he's like, who's ready for story time, baby? Nobody really gave a fuck about story time. He told everybody that they suck. And he said that instead of going to check up on Roderick and the Kingdom, he didn't even mention Wardlow because who gives a fuck about Wardlow, right? He said he's out here with us. And then, boom, who comes out? It's MJF. Oh my God. I'm going to show a picture so you guys can see. He just looks so good. Oh my God. If I could just go home with him. Oh my gosh. He looks great. He went over and gave a hug to Adam Cole. And then he kicked him in the nuts and told whoever it was back there to come get his ass out of his ring. He gave us a really great promo, basically letting us know that he ain't going nowhere. He was giving us Triple H vibes with the jacket and everything. It was so funny. And at the same time, he kind of had this Wolverine type of look with the hair. I don't know what he was going for, but it was really great to see him. And he had like an AEW tattoo that he showed on the back of his leg, pretty much letting everybody know that he ain't going no damn where. It was really great to see him. I really did appreciate it. I can't wait to see what they do with him next. Now, after this, we have 6-man tag action, Bang Bang Gang versus the Lucha Brothers Impact. Another great match. And long story short, our boy Juice is back. He ended up helping via interference I think he trip packed, something like that. And that helped, Bang Bang Gang to win the match. Matter of fact, Jay White it almost seemed like Jay White had no clue what the fuck was going on. He just seemed so dazed, and Juice is just swinging him around and jumping up and down. And Jay White's like, who is this? Who is this? Like, he just didn't seem to be in that place where he should be mentally. I don't know. It was so funny, so cute. I'm so happy that Juice is back. He is looking wilder than ever. It's great to see Juice back. Another really great match, but it's just like, this could have been on Collision or something. And honestly, I think it would have been better for, well, you know what? I don't know. Just ununify the titles or something. I don't know. I'm very uninterested with what they're doing with the trios titles. Very. Up next, Toni Storm, Serena Deeb. The match was great. I'm not gonna lie. Mariah May is out there and she's looking cute or whatever, but she gets to a point where it looks like, this whole thing is a little bit much for Toni Storm going against Serena. So she takes the white towel and she's going to throw it in so that she can cost the whole match for Toni Storm. Luther sees this and he's like, no, bitch, give me the towel. They're fighting ringside over the damn towel so she doesn't throw the towel in on Toni. And then he ends up getting it. But then Toni Storm happened to look and see it was Luther with the towel at that point. So now she's feeling some type of way about Luther, thinking that Luther thought that, she wasn't going to be able to beat Serena. Now, she does end up winning this match. And honestly, I'm really happy that happened. Right person won here. Serena, she's great in the ring, but she's boring as fuck. She needs to do something to make herself just so much more interesting so that the fans, people can connect with her. They're just not connecting with her because she's just so bland, unfortunately. Now, she ended up celebrating with Mariah May and not with Luther because obviously she's mad at Luther. And honestly, at some point, we're going to see it. Toni Storm, Mariah May, sometime in the near future, not near enough. Now, oh, God. Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. Why this was on the pay-per-view, I have no clue. This match felt just the same as the last one they had like 2 weeks ago. Why y'all having a match 2 weeks before and put it on a pay-per-view? Like, we don't need this. It didn't really feel anything different. Orange Cassidy used his other theme song that he used to have. Like, I mean, that's it. His jeans was darker. I mean, nothing else was different. Trent Beretta had darker jeans, and that's pretty much it. And the match still kind of felt pretty much the same. Uncle Don's on commentary and everything. Nothing, you didn't miss anything. This was the same thing from the other day. Trent Beretta really is having an issue with tapping into this heel energy that is just making me feel so disappointed. But even more disappointing was to see Trent Beretta go for his new finisher, which is also the Hell's Gate. And he was trying to lock it in. And this dude, Orange Cassidy, ends up countering and going for the win. He wins this. And I'm looking at the situation. I'm just like, why does Orange need his millionth win? I don't understand. Like, is there not a point where it looks like, okay, Trent Beretta was in this little best friend group and he was being held back while Orange Cassidy was getting all the riches in the world. And now here we are with him taking this win on Trent. For what reason? I truly do not understand. And you see Trent look so upset after this. Matter of fact, I feel like he was really upset for real, because who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be upset about losing to Orange Cassidy? Everybody's always losing to Orange Cassidy. And it's just like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. People are not going to be able to grow in this company when it's the same motherfuckers winning every single time. It's wild. When Trent Beretta was walking away to the back, Rocky Romero goes to go check on him. He acts like Rocky don't even exist. Renee Paquette got a microphone already ready to shove down his throat asking questions. And I'm just like, let him breathe and go. Like, I don't know, man. It was really disappointing to see that. It was predictable, but at the same time, you're kind of hoping that they would give you something that you haven't seen. And unfortunately, Orange Cassidy winning is something we're always going to see. FTW title on the line. This match, I'm not going to lie, I got off camera so I could eat my dinner because I was not interested. FTW rules match with Shibata and Chris Jericho and Hook. And honestly, I was just like, you know what, Shibata Hook, y'all could just beat the hell out of Chris Jericho, and then the two of y'all duke it out and see who wins the title. Very strangely though, Big Bill, he gets involved, which doesn't surprise me. He gets put through a table by Hook, and when if y'all have not seen that spot of Big Bill going through the table, he was like 2 or 3 millimeters away from going through the middle part of that table and literally probably being impaled. It looks so freaking nasty. It's like there was an angel just standing right there next to that damn table just to make sure that he didn't go through that metal, because it would not have been pretty. It would not have been good at all. That spot happens, and then we have all three of these guys in the ring. This is the same stupid shit they did the other day on Brian Keith, where one of them, Shibata, has a figure four, and then Hook has Chris Jericho in a red rum. Now, Chris Jericho could be tapping, but instead, some mystery person in a hoodie and a mask comes and attacks Hook and then attacks Shibata. And I'm just like, what the hell? What is going on? I forgot which one of them end up throwing him out the ring. But before they throw him out the ring, this person takes off the hoodie and the mask, and it's Brian Keith helping Chris Jericho. Oh my motherfucking God. I cannot even believe it. I can't believe it. That helps Chris Jericho retain the title. I'm over it. I'm over it. Takeshita versus Moxley in an eliminator match. Not even for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Eliminator. So in case if he won, then he would go against Jon Moxley in the future for the title. Takeshita is a fucking star. I cannot believe that he would lose this. I predicted that Moxley would win, but I was just like, let me just have a little faith. Maybe he might win. It's an eliminator match. Let's not make a big deal of it or whatever. And while Takeshita looked great, Mox looked great here too. Mox had that arm bandage up and everything to really play into that injury that from Takeshita from Collision, and it just wasn't enough, And I really wish this went the other way. I really do. It's one of those situations where it's just like, again, we could be shifting things to having different people having better opportunities, and once again, we're just going with what we know works, which is Jon Moxley winning. And yes, Jon Moxley have a huge title from New Japan, not even AEW, but he's still being prioritized like he always is. And I'm just like, Takeshita, you look at this guy, he's hungry. He wants, to do better. He moved to the U.S. He had all these dreams, like he said the other day in his interview, and he's not happy. And I'm looking at this and I'm just like, I get it. I totally get it. It's like they don't know what to do with this guy, even though they got star written all over him. And I'm just so surprised that it just, I don't know. I was hoping that he would have taken the win. I do think that he did look strong here, but in the end, it just didn't work out, and it's really unfortunate. But definitely, I would say my favorite match here, though, Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black. This is the one I was looking forward to the most, and they didn't disappoint. Definitely not me. The drama in this match was so good. It's a cage match with barbed wires all around the top of the ring and even on the sides of the rings as well. It was just, I loved it. And the storytelling in this match was great. It was one of those situations where it's just like, you have a really you have these creative characters, Adam Copeland, you have the House of Black and all that. And it's like to do something just something different where you can add some characteristics to these characters. Really, that House of Black, we don't know who these motherfuckers really are. They've been having this group for a really long time, and we still have not even an ounce of knowledge of who they are as a group. And that's not because they're some mysterious group. That's because the booking for these guys have been absolutely lazy. Now, really great match. Tables, ladders, chairs, all these things that you expect in the ring. And there was a part where it didn't hit me until everything happened towards the end of the matches when you really see what was going on. What's his name? Malachi, he goes for this metal thing that's holding barbed wires on the side of the ring. It has a sharp edge at the bottom. It's like this pole that have barbed wires wrapped around it. Adam Copeland's on the mat and he goes to pretty much impale this guy in the middle of the chest with it, but Adam moves out the way. And then that pole that had the sharp edge ends up going through the mat. Okay. And it just stays there. Now, Malachi kicks Adam Copeland through the door. So Adam Copeland's out the cage, and then Malachi follows. Now, they're both outside the ring, and then here comes the other members of House of Black coming down. Now, they go and stand next to Malachi Black. And I'm just like, Adam, you in trouble, girl. And then they go and stand next to Adam. And I'm just like, Malachi, bruh, you got problems. And then it just seems like the three of them were all together. And I'm just like, holy shit, this is good. I can't wait to see what happens. Adam Copeland's a new leader of House of Black, whatever. And then they go back with Malachi and beat the hell up on Adam. So then they make their way back into the ring. And it's all of them in there. Now they take the barbed wire and make this like crown thing. And they put it on Adam's head, which is funny because there's this dude who's sitting in the front row dressed up as Jesus, and you can't make this shit up. It's so funny. And he's there and his face is all bloody. Malachi being bloody since like the first 2 minutes of this match. And then while that's happening, the lights go out. It's dimmed, really dimmed, but there's like the red light and it looks really, really cool. And then out of the blue, Brody King falls onto the ground like something done snatched him up. And I'm like, what's going on here? Did he just trip in the darkness? But then all of a sudden you see the mat just ripping open. Something is coming through the mat, and it's Gangrel who comes through the mat. Obviously ends up spitting that red mist blood onto the House of Black members. And that ends up helping Adam taking the win for this match. And man, I'm telling you, the imagery here, I don't even think I'm doing it justice. It just looked so good. The storytelling here, the drama, all this stuff just added so many layers to this match, which I felt like in terms of top to bottom and getting a little bit of everything in pro wrestling that you want, this match right here just felt like, I don't want to say it was the best, but it just had everything you want to see in pro wrestling in one match in comparison to all the other matches you had tonight. And it was just so good. So good. Props to Adam. Props to Malachi and everybody involved. In the end, they lift up the cage and then we see Gangrel and Adam hugging it out. It's so cute. A really great moment. Man, claps for everybody involved. This was fun. And also, kudos for the people who had to clean all that shit up. Yeah, thank you for cleaning that up. All right, Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné. It was not, oh God. It was like it was good, but not good at the same time. I don't know how to describe this. For me, I was really focused on how the chemistry would be between the two of them. And also seeing Mercedes in the ring after so long, wanted to see how she'd do. I felt at times it looked sloppy and it didn't look polished to me, but they did what they did. We had Stoltz and Chris Statlander ringside where they distracted the referee, where that could have helped for Willow to retain the title, but instead that goes against her favor. And it just didn't work. Statlander obviously is feeling some type of way and feeling upset about distracting and causing her friend not to win at that moment. Mercedes ends up taking the win here, which everybody knew. We all knew. And after this, we have obviously Mercedes is she's happy. She won the title. We already knew it was going to happen. And then here comes Stoltz and Chris Statlander come in the ring. Stoltz is upset and kind of grabs on Willow's arm, and then Statlander's like, why are you touching her? Like, she ends up pushing Stoltz. Stoltz falls into the ground, and then Chris and Willow ends up leaving. Then my girl Chris attacks Willow on the ramp, and yes, I was so happy about it. And that outfit that she was wearing, was so sexy. I don't know where you were going, Chris, but you was looking just so yummy. And yeah, so she attacked her. And that's exactly what I've been waiting for a while now. And I'm so happy it finally happened. But I have to be honest, I don't know where the fuck things are gonna go for Willow at this point. I just don't know. You lose your friends, you lose your title all in one night. Where do you go from here? You know? Really strange. Now, there was an interview after the show that I caught on X before I did my review where Stoley and Statlander are definitely not remorseful one bit, but they're saying just wait until Dynamite and you'll get your answer about what happened. And that was interesting to see. Now, let's go on to the next match. Our Stepdaddy versus Swerve. Now, right before the match came on, they show like a little preview of what's to come. And when I saw them come on, I was just so disgusted that I couldn't believe that they would do this. They wanted everybody to believe this was a triple main event. And then the order that they showed it to you was how it was going to happen, when really Anarchy in the Arena foolishness was what was going to end off the show. And Swerve, I believe you deserve better. I really do. I don't care if it was Swerve or anyone else. If they had to wrestle before the being on the main event, anytime after that is unacceptable for a pay-per-view. Now, that match happened. Another great match. Christian, the whole patriarchy group is out there. And we have Swerve with Prince Nana, who's back. And the match is great. Interference. We knew that was going to happen. They end up kicking out Prince Nana. So now the patriarchy, they have an advantage on pretty much being this whole assault on one person, a handicap match. And at some point, referee finally opens his eyes and then tell everybody, just get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to concentrate and y'all bothering me. And everybody else had to go. And things got better for Swerve at that point. And actually, I really do feel like once everybody left is when you really felt like it felt more of a match, because it's just one-on-one, two guys just going at it, two really talented wrestlers at that. And I think that helped the match a lot. Not that it was bad. It's just that you get tired of these interferences and you don't want to keep seeing the same old thing all the time. You just want to see two people that would give a really great match, like Christian and Swerve, and just see them do their thing and there be a winner. Swerve retains the title. And in my opinion, that should have ended off the show. If what they thought was the Anarchy in the Arena was more interesting than Swerve's match, then what do you do as a booker? You make it more interesting so that people can feel satisfied when they leave by what they just saw as the main event. There's no excuse as to why the biggest prize in the company should just feel like some afterthought in comparison to guys just going out there and just fighting through the crowd and throwing trash at each other and all this shit. Like, it's not better than that. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Anarchy in the Arena, though. Oh my gosh. Elite Team comes out, and before Jack Perry can even come out, the team at AEW, they're already putting the beat down on them, and they don't want to wait. They're ready to get shit done. And y'all know what they do with the Anarchy in the Arena. Somebody's music is playing for a little bit, and they go back and forth over which music should play or whatever. And I'm just like, ugh, okay, fine, whatever. Not really feeling it at this point because I'm still disappointed about the whole Swerve thing. And then it's literally the same thing that they do in these matches. They fight, start off by the ring, then they're going through the crowd, and they're going to the back, and they're by the concession stands and all this stuff. It's just crazy. And we got to this point where Jack Perry was in like a mini bus and he went to hit Darby. And I'm just like, oh my God, Darby's getting hit by a bus again. Oh God, tables, ladders, chairs, well, not ladders, but all these things that they got going on. And to me, I'm just like, okay, sure. I don't know, you guys. It was overwhelming because when you have all these people fighting and the camera's trying to catch all these spots, it can be messy in terms of what to pay attention to, you know? And it takes away from other big moments that are happening. And it's just absolutely crazy. When what's his name? Jack Perry finished drove that bus, and for whatever reason, he just got knocked out or something in that bus. and he's laid out in the bus on the driver's seat. He's out for a little bit. Then he makes his way back to the ring. As he's doing that, Tony Khan is sitting in Gorilla, and he goes and sees Tony. He walks past him for a quick second, walks back and smiles and grabs Tony. Then he threw Tony's ass onto the ramp, and I don't know what he was going to do. But at this point, Darby had already had that flamethrower again, and he ends up throwing flames onto Jack Perry, like his pants. I saw that he had those flame-resistant pants. I didn't realize that at first, but that's what he had. You know, those pants that the firefighters wear. It wasn't so obvious, to be honest with you. After that, when you really got a chance to see what he was wearing, then you see what it was. Immediately, the fire crew and doctors or whatever, they got to him, made sure his ass was all right. Match continues onto the ring. Young Bucks, they have like their new Reebok sneaker that they really want everybody to buy. So it's a huge focus in this match. And then they took another pair of the same stupid sneakers, but they have thumbtacks all over in the bottom of it so that they can kick people with it. Super kicks, right? And then they grabbed Darby Allin. They put him upside down from the middle of the fucking arena. He is hanging in the middle of the ring. They give him a super kick, dead in the face with the shoes with the thumbtacks on it. Darby Allin was hanging for I don't know how long, but the match continued. People start getting in the ring. They fight, and Darby's still hanging upside motherfucking down. And it got to the point where the crowd was saying, "Please help Darby. Please help Darby." When the crowd had to tell you, stop your foolishness and help somebody, that's a problem. That's the problem, because Darby Allin could have fucking passed out and died. And I know y'all thinking he's just upside down. That's an issue to be hanging upside down for as long as he did. And if they did even longer, that could have been a problem. They end up finishing this match, and they end up getting Darby down. And I'm just like, y'all really was going to just let him hang there until the match was over? How irresponsible is that? Like, if something would have happened, what do you do now? Oh, you know what? I'll put it this way. The only thing that I actually appreciated from this match was that the Elite won. And I did predict that the Elite should win. And I wanted them to win because this would be helpful for Jack Perry. Jack Perry's the one that ended up getting the pin for his team, which I thought was the right call. Other than that, this was literally men getting together to do things like they were saying yesterday on Collision, that they're willing to end their lives for AEW. Well, this is it. They literally showed y'all. All in all, I think that once you get to the point when you realize that Swerve wasn't going to main event, that does put a damper on the show. And then you see what it is that took that main event spot, and then you're just like, all right, they're just doing kooky, crazy things that you would see on Jackass, and that's pretty much it. Most of it is not wrestling. It's just dudes doing shit that might fucking get them sent to the hospital. And that's exactly what it was. And I don't know where to go from here. But I'll say this before I go. There was a video of Tony Khan when that whole thing was happening with Jack getting burned with fire. Here's Tony Khan rolling down the rest of the whole ramp. Oh my God. If y'all haven't seen it, it's the goofiest thing you'll ever see. Tony Khan, get it together, bro. Get it together. Guys, thanks for watching my review. I'm not happy with a lot of things. I do hope the landscape of AEW changes, because really there's supposed to be a hierarchy in terms of these titles, and everybody always, whether you want to be a wrestler or not, when you watch wrestling, there's always that one thing that everybody is striving for, which is to be the top guy in the company. And for you to be the top guy in the company, you need to be holding the top prize in the company, which is the world title. And if that doesn't even seem important because doing other shit is more important, there's a problem. There is a problem, Tony Khan. You're going to have to fix that. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back on Wednesday again with AEW for Dynamite. See you guys then. Bye.